Gentlemen,
And welcome one and all to Portland International Raceway for the running of the Daytona Beach Sheriff's Office 95. The first road course race of the season is surely to be a thriller, and to excite that thriller, I brought back the Daytona Beach Sheriff's Office crew back to Portland once again. Boys, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves?
well, boys, we are back for our second edition of sponsoring the Daytona Beach Sheriff's Office. We got Deputy Kelly, we got Deputy Lewis, and we got Sheriff Person. Gentlemen, how y'all doing?
Oh yeah, we're doing a fine. Excuse me for my windpipes. Just had to catch a stray from 300 million bees. That was a solo mission. But how we doing today?
I don't know what Deputy Lewis is talking about. He was in the computer lab all day.
No, dude, we literally fought Killer B.
Dude, it was right there, dude.
Killer B is in the Eight Tails?
No,
wrong
you didn't know. You don't know about him. You were too busy sitting in the room all day.
I wasn't in the room all day. I was out taking care of other shit.
Don't worry about it. We'll
Like,
He was out on patrol.
Don't get paid!
We're not doing it for the money.
We're doing it for the passion.
Well, there is no money anyway if we were doing it.
We're doing it for them.
For those of you who are new, we are working pro bono.
No,
No, not no more.
No more?
We make 1 cent now. 1 cent now. We're
Oh,
down-
okay. And actually,
Oh, no, every 3 days we make one.
I apologize.
oh, and by the way, we just learned something new here for all you potential future recruits. We are the sole reason that the United States of America has a national debt. It is solely us.
Our bad. Not really though.
Now, Mr. Fuck! Sheriff Person,
Yes, Deputy.
would you like to explain to everybody what it is we actually do here at the Daytona Beach Sheriff's Office?
Okay. If you have an emergency, do not call us. We only fight Galactic level threats. That's it. We fought Galactus, Ultron. Ultron is a reoccurring threat. You guys never see him because we always take care of him. Just the 4 of us. No one else.
Last week, we just fought the literal color purple. So how just the literal color purple.
The whole color.
Right?
I don't see it no more. I just see paint.
We fought that.
Yeah, we
So listen.
we erased them. We erased them.
Here's
So
the problem.
the color purple doesn't exist anymore.
I accidentally fought the color green. Colorblind, can't see purple. My bad.
All right. Well, I would like to say I'm going to be talking to Chris later about this, Commissioner Chris, how it is that we keep sponsoring races not in Daytona. I just don't understand that one.
Wait, we haven't gone to Daytona yet?
We already went to Daytona, the ASCA 500, but Chris says we can't rename the ASCA 500. Okay. Fuck you, first of all, Mr. Lilly. I'm gonna talk to you later about
Yo,
this.
screw that guy.
Yeah,
I'll file a complaint to HR.
Guy. Boo.
Boo!
just ignore it.
Oh. These boys crash.
Yeah, Jafari.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this much. That there was going to be a second race that could have had the Daytona Beach Sheriff's Office 95, and that was at Homestead in Florida. But then Christopher changed it to Portland, which is where we are right now.
That guy?
Yeah,
Yo,
that guy.
boo.
Boo!
Gotta have,
Right
So
across
he-
the country.
Don't matter.
have a boss versus boss conversation.
That's real. That's real.
Did Chris ever reason as to why we went to bumfuck Portland?
I don't remember. I think it's because he wanted to go there. Nothing more.
All right, we'll talk with Chris about this one later.
I totally forgot. We are now sponsoring our own energy beverage. PMP, Peak Male Performance. You can find them at your nearest back alley garbage can or in Chuck.
Please buy it. We need the money.
We
You guys
are
still in
broke.
Chicago?
Chicago.
Chicago, yes.
Yeah. Fuck no.
Have you not heard about what happened to Chicago?
What happened to
Invincible
Chicago this time?
going there.
Yeah,
Can't
so
go no more.
There.
Fucking Omni
Last
Man.
time we went to Chicago, we had 150 deputies. Yeah, those YNs over there, those aren't galactic level threats.
You see what happened
Yeah,
to
those
Vaughn,
are
right?
multi-universal threats. We can't do that. We can't.
We
do
are
that.
not responding, Eric.
Anywhere but Chicago. We are not
Anywhere-
responding to
Chicago is a lost cause,
Detroit
and
is
we
a second.
and especially not California, just the whole state.
We also sell T-shirts for PMP. $16 right now. Look them up on tpublic.com / did they put drugs in this?
It is actually on Cheap Public.
We actually have
We are on T-Public.
Please buy our shirts. We're broke.
We're broke, bro.
Broke.
We have negative 14 sales. That don't make no sense. They bought the shirt, looked at the design, returned it. I owe $4.5 million. What happened, bro?
Now, before this pre-race show ends, because we only got 4 minutes of practice left, even though we're probably behind, I feel like we should make our Daytona Beach Sheriff picks. As we've been doing real life NASCAR Cup Series, I feel like we should do it for this one particular.
Well, no, Deputy Kelly, we actually got 2 things we got to announce, but we'll do the picks first. So, I was speaking with I believe it was the terrorist Connor Chafar. He was asking me, who is my pick for this fine establishment of a race, and you know what? I will go with the galactic level threat of Connor Trafari. We will be responding to him in Victory Lane.
All right, Sheriff, who you got today?
I'm gonna go with Osama bin Trafari as well.
Because this is my first ever pick, and I don't know if this is a good one at all. We're going with Lewis 6, 05.
Jeremy Lewis.
A good pick.
Jeremy Lewis.
We share the same
5
last
is your
name.
lucky number, and Lewis is your.
So, gotta go with that.
Gavin, correct me if I'm wrong, but Froze is still driving on a fucking controller, right?
No, he is on a wheel now. He is on a wheel, and he's pretty damn quick on a wheel, too. That's not a bad pick at all.
He finally upgraded to a wheel.
Yeah, he's pretty good at it,
You should
too.
do that. You should do that, Deputy.
I'll race him the second half of the season. You'll see me there.
Also, before we go, we do got one more thing, like I mentioned, we got to do. That is, we have a birthday today at the sheriff's office. That is, happy birthday to old Deputy Lewis, and
Okay. He turned 58.
he is now,
Yeah, bless his heart. He died 3 years ago.
he's on death row, and we
Yeah.
ain't talking about in jail. He's just about to die. But before he does, we do gotta sing happy birthday to our Deputy Lewis.
Oh, thank you.
So honorary Deputy Gavin, can you start us off?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Deputy Lewis. Happy birthday to you.
That was Spanish.
Yeah. We forgot to mention one thing. Yeah, whenever your birthday is celebrated, that's $48,000. Oh, y'all, out of his paycheck.
Y'all screw with me, bro.
That's added on to the national debt, I assume.
Oh, y'all shouldn't have. Literally.
Is Chris running a fucking Donkey Kong car?
Yes.
Can't even lie, it looks fire. Just for that, I'm picking Chris for this race.
And finally, I'm going to go and put my little poopy pick in. I'm going to say it's going to be James Thurston here tonight. James Thurston's going to go to victory lane for the first time this
Where
season.
the fuck is Thurston even at? I don't see him.
Yeah, is he even here? Hold on.
He's here. He's here.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, he was in the
He's
call.
just not on track. He's just not on track.
Yeah, but he'll win. He'll win.
So confident he's not even practicing. Oh my god.
Well, he got his ass beat by AJ at Vegas, so I think he's probably started caring a little bit more.
All right, well, we have about 10 seconds to go, so fellas, it's been an honor having you here. I'm very honored to be having the Daytona Beach Sheriff's Office here at the track here today, and I wish you all a good race.
And we weren't muted this time.
You were not muted this time.
We were not muted.
We weren't.
Sheriff,
Please report if any Ultron activities are occurring at the racetrack. We will not respond, but we will at least send a condolence to the local communities.
And one blank.
and with that, there goes Deputy Kelly, there goes Deputy Lewis, and Sheriff Persons. All of them did a great job there, and I'm really happy that they're here tonight supporting ASCA, one of our biggest supporters. Unfortunately, I didn't do them justice last year. I'm happy I could have done them some justice this year. And with that, we do have qualifying underway here from Portland. And there is AJ Hyder out on the racetrack. We're going to watch him here on these two laps here and see what he can put down.
Yeah, you know, I'm not doing the whole act. This is it's gonna hurt my head, but
yeah, that's what happened last time.
That's what happened last time. We didn't really talk much just about the drivers, how they were gonna handle the racetrack. You know, we were just talking about the Daytona Beach Sheriff's Office because I paid for that. But in practice, I mean, Hyder, he led the way, and interesting enough, only 3 drivers got into the 115s. Hyder, Aiden Walker in the 093, and my pick, Trafari, in the number 9. But there's actually a pretty decent gap between everybody. Everyone, especially in the 115 range, is separated by about 2/10. Hyder is the fastest with the 4.31. Walker is 6.12, and Trafari with an 8.87. So, I mean, especially at a road course where it feels like you can gain so much time in those, how you manage the corners, when you can get on the gas, when you're turning the steering wheel. But once you really start to get into those tenths and hundredths, it really feels like they're more into like the hundredths or the seconds at an oval. But we're talking a bigger margin with the tenths.
Mm-hmm. And another big thing about Aiden Walker is that he's a new driver. He's a rookie coming into this season. At the Clash, he was the fastest car on the track at the end, and if he had one more lap, he would have passed AJ Hyder for the win. So he is the real deal. And if there's anyone, besides from Thurston, that can challenge AJ Hyder on race pace, watch out for that 093 of Aiden Walker.
Well, we actually didn't see Thurston make a lap, so it is kind of interesting to see what he'll do. While you guys are watching the 24, I'm going to go see if the 96 has made a lap yet. He has not. So I'm not sure what's going on with Thurston. Is he just not here? Because he's not even on the racetrack right now. We got about, there's 10 minutes of the qualifying, so about 8 minutes to go. But, I mean, at a road course where the times are, just over a minute 15, I mean, that's about 3-5 minutes that you have just on the track alone.
Yeah, I think that we saw this at Las Vegas last season for Thurston, where he showed up in the server and then he just didn't qualify and didn't end up making the race as a result. Now, if he doesn't choose to make a qualifying lap, that's no biggie, because we do have, I believe, a full field. So I think that he will still make the race no matter what. But if he's just not here anymore, then that's going to make this race really interesting. And I'm also going to have to make a new pick.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Gavin, but a 115 flat for Hyder. 4/10 faster. As a matter of fact, Aiden Walker also went faster as well. Only 2 100ths off of Hyder. A 115.030. 2 100ths separate the top 2.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with Aiden Walker. I mean, just such a quick driver, and we're going to see him challenge AJ Hyder here tonight. And a lot of people have been putting in their praises about that 093 car. The rookie's got some speed.
Fari's coming through the final sector. He's really aggressive in these final sets of corners. He was bouncing all over the place. Let's see how he looks here in the final set of turns. Looking good. Using every inch of track he can get. Slides a little bit off the final corner. And as he comes to the checkered flag, or at least for this lap, I should say. Let's see what it is. 115 each. A 7.63. Faster than this last time, but I think that's only good for fourth. I don't know why it says 28. Yeah, fourth. I don't know why on the grid it says 28th. It probably is a registered the fact that he qualified, but I mean, yeah, Landon Warren up there as well, Aiden Arevalo. A lot of guys now breaking into the 115 mark.
And a big shout out to Landon Warren, third on the grid right now. Really good lap there from the 23. A lot of his victories in ASCA come at road courses. He has fought with AJ Hyder before for wins at road courses before. I don't think that he has the pace to challenge him here tonight, but expect a top 5 run here from Landon Warren.
Well, keep in mind also, so Trafari is actually just going to make this second lap. He probably knows he's got a little more speed in that race car. But remember, when we had that exhibition at the New Hampshire road course, Hyder, he dominated that race from all aspects. Not only was he leading a lot of laps, but, you know, it was a unique race in terms of the rules and everything. But he had to work his way through the field a lot more times, whether forcefully or through damage, and he still managed to get the win. Fari's going to finish this lap. Let's see what it looks like. 1:15.757. Not really any improvement. He stays 4th on the charts.
I'm watching George right now. I want to see how far he goes.
Why you got to do the poor man? I'm surprised. All right, here we go. 1:21 flat last time. Okay, about a 2-second pickup. Not too bad. Still...
he's missing the corner. He missed the corner.
I think that was the second lap, though.
Oh, was it?
I think that was the second. Yeah.
I'm glad
his first lap was like a 1.
I'm glad. I'm really glad.
Yeah, his first lap was like a 1:21. So he picked up about 2 seconds. Not bad. But, again, with the road course, it's different. You know, a road course, is, in my opinion, is like an exaggerated oval when it comes to how you gain your time. On an oval, tenths are equal to seconds, in my opinion, on a road course, where you can just know where you can pick up a couple tenths here or there, here or there. A road course is different. A road course is basically seconds. So when you're only separated by a couple hundredths or a couple tenths on a road course, in my opinion, that's the equivalent to thousandths of a second or hundredths of a second at an oval.
Mm-hmm. Right now I'm watching Aiden Walker doing practice laps after his qualifying performance. Second on the grid, only 2/100ths off pole. If anybody in the chat was thinking this was going to be another Hyder dominant day, Aiden Walker's here to make sure that does not happen.
Gavin, quick question.
What's up?
It's a 40-car field, right?
We had 40 people. I know that it got full. Let's see. We have,
we have 44
so we have
cars.
44 people here. 44 people, so 4 people are going home. Right now,
yeah, those
40
4
people
guys
have
haven't qualified. Yeah, and one of them is Thurston.
Yeah, so Thurston I just don't think is here anymore. Something must have happened. Checking out Troxel as well. Troxel is not on the track. Looking for Fuge as well. I don't think he's here. And finally, Ryan Arnold. Yeah, neither of them are here. So I think that we have our field going all the way down to Ryan Bogey. I think that that's pretty much it. Unless somebody wants to try to put in a last-minute time. You still can. But you don't have too much time left. If you're going to be doing it, you have to go out now.
Here's my thing, like, I mean, I imagine someone like Ryan Abe Troxel, he was in practice, and if we go off his practice time right now, he would be qualify around 31st, so I'm not sure what happened to him, but I don't know what's going on with Thurston, Arnold, or Fruge. They haven't put down a lap for practice or qualifying, nothing.
Well, if Thurston's not going to be qualifying, then I'm going to be picking Aiden Walker for tonight. I think that he's got a chance to win his first career ASCA Cup Series race with the speed he's putting down.
Mm-hmm. I agree. He's got a shot. But, I mean, I think it might come down to those two because Hyder and Walker, I mean, a 7/10 difference between themselves and third. That's insane.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's a crazy lap right there. And these two are going to be going at it. Now, I want to ask you this. On this rough surface of, the hot day out here at Portland, rough surface, how do you think tire strategy is going to fit into this?
Well, I think it's really going to depend on when the cautions fall. Typically at a rough racetrack, anytime that you can get tired fall, I think it's going to come down to when the cautions fall, if the cautions fall, and tire fall off. Because, I mean, if the cautions fall pretty quickly, depending on how the tire fall off is, they might come down like as many opportunities as possible. But I think it's going to play out like your typical ASCA race. So you're going to have some new guys up front, possibly, but at the same time, I think because, again, relaxed yellows, I think it's going to be a fairly straightforward race. And you mentioned the weather. Looking at it right now, partly cloudy, 67 degrees. 98-degree track temperature. So obviously we might have a little bit more as the race goes on, as everything progresses. But right now, I think we should be fine. The big thing I'm worried about is what's going to go on in turn 1. Like, everyone's going to dive into turn 1. You got that tight corner. How is everyone going to react around that? Especially because that might be your best opportunity to make up spots, especially for someone like Trafari or Warren, who they might worry that the front two might pull away. So they got to make up their time now.
Yeah, I think that turn 1 is going to be chaotic. Now, Chris did say in the driver's chat before the race that cautions are going to be pretty strict here tonight. It won't be a major accident. It could be a pretty minor accident for a caution to fly. We have Dunn up in the tower tonight, looking over everything. So we'll see what he thinks when it comes to how cautions are. But we're going to be having 40 cars diving down into turn 1 here at Portland. Things are going to get crazy. There is no way that they all make it through.
Well, qualifying's about to end in about 2 seconds. 3, 2, 1, 0. And here we go. Grid is set.
All
and
right.
Thurston doesn't qualify again.
That's crazy. Damn. And
That
just
is
like
very
that,
crazy.
Thurston will not make the field for tonight. We do have a warm-up here to give these guys a chance here. In the meantime, we're going to look through the starting lineup here for tonight's Locker Room Lounge. It didn't update. Of course it didn't. Here. Just so we're clear.
Now you have to say the whole thing in the accent.
Here.
You have to say the whole lineup in the
Do
accent.
I have to? Okay, here. I
Yes,
can.
you do. That's your punishment. That's
Is
your
that
punishment.
my punishment? Okay, you know what? That's fine.
That's your punishment.
That's okay. I can do that. Huh. I really thought I changed. I thought I fixed it before we went live, but I guess we didn't.
There are two things that are always certain. I never unmute my mic on the cut line. Gavin always forgets to change the race name on the starting lineup.
It's okay, guys. I got it now. All right. Starting on pole position, it's going to be AJ Hyder with Aiden Elwaka alongside Landon Warren and Connor Trafari over there in row number 2. And in row number 3, we got Aiden Arevalo and Dimitri Mundros. Moving on over to... Fuck, I pressed the wrong button. Moving on over to row number 4. We got Aiden Robertson and Chris Lilly. Then we got Caden Rife and Connor Ballhaus and Ethan Moses and Clinton McDonald's. Going to outside the top 12. I pressed the wrong button again. 1 second. Come on. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Justin Rott's going to be starting for 13th position with Duncan Fall alongside. Then we got Robert Eichelberry and Jason M. Marshall in 15th and 16th, followed by Miles Davis and Keola Hankins. Moving on to the end of the top 20, we got Diego Roldan and Brandon Sampson, followed by Garrett A. White and Jeremy Lewis. Then it's going to be Owen Chybinski and Gabe Kazola. Then it's going to be Jeremiah Brooks and Daniel Bodden, followed by Aiden Smith and Dylan Fox. Then we got Connor Doherty and Angel Jovan. What the fuck is that name? What the fuck? Angel Jovan Cabarro. What the hell? Then we got Ronan Suarez and Oscar Enriquez. Then it's going to be Wayne A. Kennedy and Jacob Mitchell and Aiden. And it's going to be Andy Andrews and Chris Bowes in row 18. And rounding it off, it's going to be George Tolsma, TJ Campbell, Jason Samito, and Ryan Bogey.
Like
and
how
what? What'd I do?
I like how you started off just screaming, and then it just devolved into like a hillbilly accent.
Dude, I don't know, man. I'm going to kill myself.
Hey, it was great.
I'm putting a gun to my head.
That was great. Yeah, Gavin may be racist, so there's a good chance Vindictive Hill.
Who's calling me racist? I need to. Is Gavin racist? Maybe. You'll have to come back to me on that.
OJ off the track, very nice, very nice.
We'll have to see it. Normal OJ stuff. Where the fuck? He's going to the drag strip and he hit the fucking wall.
Well, looking at the warm-ups, I don't think we can't even see the warm-up times, actually.
I could see him.
You can, I can. It just says practice, qualifying, race, grid, R. Or GR.
Well, you're not missing anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's a warm-up. We got like a minute left. They're probably going to get 1 or 2 laps in. surprised no one's running a Minecraft car.
Chris was gonna run one, but then he had the Donkey Kong idea.
I like Donkey Kong. Wouldn't that have been better? When did they announce it? Did they announce it like 2 weeks ago or last week?
Last week.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
Yeah, no, the Minecraft movie and the direct was on the 2nd. The movie was on the 4th.
Well, yeah, I saw the movie opening day. Greatest piece of cinema ever conceived.
I can't believe that Barack Obama is in the chat right now. Big shout out to him.
Oh, the Barack Obama?
The Barack
Nice.
Obama is in the chat right now, dude.
Also, when he said, I forgot which one. Hold on. When you say Garrett A. White, you should say Garrett A. What?
Garrett,
The
what?
No, with the hot.
Hot! Hoo-ha! Hoo-ha! Hoo-ha!
The hot toe.
Hot to-
Huh.
Man,
What if we just did the whole...
This is such a...
I'm about to say, what if we did a whole broadcast just doing the Village Roy just...
to a...
All right, I think we're finally about to start
And
this
now
race.
we're done. Now we're done fucking around. Fantastic.
For now.
For now.
For now. That won't
Chicken
last long.
jockey.
All right, here comes the field. Did ASCA do a standing start for the Loudon race?
No.
Or did they do rolling?
They
I
did
don't
rolling.
remember if
They
did.
did a rolling.
All right. That's a nice 93 car.
Now, I believe... What's the lap distance on this race? 50 laps.
50.
This is going to be a long one.
Oh, yeah. Well, Chris said there's 4 tires, so I imagine everyone's probably going to... I think there's going to be 2 strategies. Either everyone is going to split it up pretty well, like within 50 divided by 4, you do the math. But I also think you're going to have guys trying to anticipate cautions, especially because Chris said he's going to be very strict on them. So you're going to have guys that are going to stay out longer than normal to try to save a fresh set of tires for a short run at the end.
Yeah, I think that tires are going to play a big factor here in tonight's race. I mean, I think that this track is rough enough. I think that these corners are just... This isn't a normal road course. These are extremely tight corners where the car you need to really force that wheel to get the car to rotate. There's a lot of fast corners too, like the back straightaway where you're practically drifting through that slight right-hander until you get to the left and right-hander before the final corner. That is a tire destroyer. And I think that it's really going to come down to who between Hyder and Walker can save their tires the best.
Well, Walker's a rookie, so we don't really know exact. This is going to be our first real test to see what he can do in terms of tire conservation. We know what Hyder does when he's a master at tire conservation, so I'm not worried about him. But I will say, the allure, if you will, of Walker kind of makes me intrigued. I'm very interested to see what that 93 car can do. Is he going to be aggressive early on, or is he going to play it safe, kind of like Hyder? Because the problem is, if you do the same strategy as Hyder, more times than not, you're basically accepting that you're going to lose, assuming that he's in front. Mm-hmm. So I think that if you're someone like a Trafari or a Warren, or maybe someone else at the back of the pack, you have to do the exact opposite of the 24 to get a shot.
I also think that this charge into turn 1 is either going to be incredibly boring or the worst display of driving you will ever see. I would not be shocked if that second row pulled a dive bomb down to turn 1, because you can't let Hyder and Walker get away. I mean, they're so much quicker than everyone else right now. This might be your one shot to get ahead of them before the end of the first lap.
Trafari just won the grass for whatever reason
He's
for a
trying
little
to warm
bit,
up
but
his tires. He's doing a
he's cheesing.
Yeah, he's cheesing it.
Yeah, he's cheesing.
Yeah, you can see a few of them. Duncan Falls in there too. A few of them are trying to cheese it by trying to warm up their tires a little bit more. So,
yeah. Another thing too, especially in this restart zone, with like you mentioned, how worn down the surface is that could be a disadvantage for that 93 car, and that actually might help someone like Landon Warren, who's going to be restarting right up behind Hyder.
Well, it depends, because that first set of corners right there is pretty much a right-left right-hander. So both lines have an opportunity to eke ahead of the other. but more than likely there will be a little bit of knocking out of the way to make that happen. As the Porsche pace car makes it down pit road, we're getting set down this long front straightaway for 50 laps of action here from Portland International Raceway. And wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Green flag is in the air, and we're racing here from Portland. There it is. Look at that move by Trafari. Gets blocked by Walker.
Great move. You got a bunch of guys on the back. Dive bombing. 3, 4 wide. Going into turn number 1. Contact in the back. We got one car spinning. Multiple cars around. It is Calamity Corner to start this race as the caution comes out.
Yep, not shocked at all about that. We expected it. We saw 3, 4 wide racing going down into turn 1. I saw Chris Lilly from 8th position get turned around. And it's a chaotic start to the Daytona Beach Sheriff's Office 95.
Absolutely, Gavin. Taking a look back here, and you just see the guys in the back. We talked about it before. Turn 1 on lap 1 is where all the time is going to be made up. 3, 4, I even see 5, almost 6 wide going into this set of corners, and you could just see. It looked like the Cup Series race at Coda out there. The 99 gets to it. So many cars involved. But the field, for the most part, up front is unscathed. And yeah, I'm seeing in the background Lily get taken out.
Yeah, so I think that start, we'll get a helicopter cam on all this. It's going to start with Eichelberry. Watch the 2 of Eichelberry. Firstly, Roldan gets an incredible jump. Passes about, I would say, about 4 rows of cars. And Eichelberry is going to get ran over from both Miles Davis and Owen Chabinski. Because they were 5 wide going down to that first corner. And I want to see here, did Roldan jump the start? Yeah, Roldan definitely jumped the start there big time. And going down to the first corner again, watch the 2 and watch the 42. 42 is just going to pile through Miles Davis, who goes into Eichelberry, into Garrett A. White. Then he's going to get into Ronan Suarez, into Caden Rife. And this is going to be a big ricochet. Now Caden Rife gets into Chris Lilly. And that's how Roldan, even though he was far ahead of the accident initially, ended up getting a piece of the accident.
This might even help someone like Chris Lilly in a weird sense. And yeah, you're right. Roldan just completely blew it. But Lilly's kind of cut from that same cloth of Hyder, where he's going to take care of his stuff, take care of his tires. But I think kind of being in the back, away from all the calamity, and not like in the Hornet's nest, that might help him, because now he can anticipate when all the chaos is going to happen. He could just stay put and make up his spots back, depending if we get another crazy restart.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not shocked about that. That was pretty much expected.
Yeah.
I would say that's I mean, that's definitely a racing deal. First lap kind of thing. But there is a person we have to blame on that. Chabinski definitely piled through about 2 cars right there before the first corner. So I'm sure Owen has a different perspective on it, because of course he does. But yeah, that was not pretty.
I'll tell you one thing, though. I mean, the front of the pack was pretty tame for the most part. I'm trying to see if anyone really made any spots. The top 2 are the same. I mean, Landon Warren dropped to... I mean, Trafari and Warren, they swapped spots. And so did Robertson and Moondros. I mean, a couple guys in the top 10 swapped some spots here and there. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. Actually, no, scratch that. Like you mentioned, Lilly getting taken out. So he's the only guy outside of the top 10 that has fallen off. And is that a pit stop that we're seeing?
Yeah, Aiden Walker's coming in.
Nope.
Oh, he chose last second to
change his mind. So I mentioned it before, where there might be an opportunity where, because of the track surface and how worn it is, depending on the tire fall off, if you see a caution, you come on the pit road. That would have made no sense, because the only racing we saw was like for half the corner. So I don't think the tire wear would have. I mean, maybe for the guys in the back, but I don't even think even them, unless they have flat spots where you would take it. Just stick with the tires you're on and trying to live to see another restart.
We'll see if this restarts any better. We'll be going back green
Probably
this time
not.
by. I'm assuming that they're going to double up this time. There's no reason for them to keep pacing like this. But, yeah, that was not pretty at all. I don't think many cars got knocked out of the race by that, though. So we'll see how it goes this time around. Hopefully these guys calm down a little bit so we get some green flag racing in. But the optimism from some of these guys is surely trying to get the best of them here when it comes to these restarts.
I wonder if we get more of these, like, just insane, like, dive bombs, will Lily force these restarts to go single file?
Well, I'll tell you, at most racetracks, I actually hate when he does that, because what you start seeing is the shenanigans where people lay back, and then there's big checkups on restarts, people running through each other. I'll tell you what, at a track like this, where you have a turn before, like a sharp turn before the restart, I think that would actually help big time, because I think a lot of these guys will be spread out by the time they head back green towards turn 1. I don't think it'd be perfect, but I think it would absolutely help. And I'm very curious on why we're still under caution. I would like to go back green, but the tower hasn't put the decision on it yet. So we're going to be doing another pace lap here, and we'll try it again, hopefully next time by. And I just realized that the timer's on. Oops. 1 second. My bad. No, it's not showing the laps. It's showing the time.
Oh.
Oops. There we go. I hate when it does that.
Yeah, that's not fun. Well, we're already on lap 3. So we're almost 10% through this race.
Yeah, we're getting there. Eventually, slowly but surely.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, right now I want to give a good shout out there to Ethan Moses. Ethan Moses got through a majority of that ASCA. He sits right now in P10 as I pressed the wrong tab. Oops.
Attaboy.
Yeah, dude, I'm such a professional at this.
You're going great right now.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
doing great.
What can I say? I'm a professional. I'm an expert. But I do think we will be going back green this time by as they cross the start-finish line.
Yeah, they're doubling up.
Yep, and lights are off on the pace car. We will be going back green next time by to start lap 5. So we'll be coming back with 46 laps to go, and we'll see if this 40-car field can make it through these first few corners unscathed.
Well, Gavin, let's read off the starting grid, because we're not going to see them go green for another, 2 minutes. So, Hyder, continuing where he started on pole, and really, the top 5, besides just a couple positions swapped, is pretty much the same. Hyder and Walker will start on the front row, then you got Trafari and Warren in 4th. Aiden Arevalo rounds out the top 5, and Aiden Robertson makes up row number 3 in 6th.
Yeah, and then goes Dimitri Mundros in 7th, Caden Reif in 8th. Then it's going to be Connor Ballheis and Ethan Moses rounding out the top 10. Then we start going back to Duncan Fall and Marshall in 11th and 12th. Jeremy Lewis and Cazzola in 13th and 14th. And then it's going to be Rott at rounding out the top 15.
Oscar Enriquez in 16th. Andy McDowell in 17th. Angel Johan Caballero. That's how you say it, Caballero.
I don't have the accent to make that work. I'm too white. I'm sorry.
He'll be starting 18th. Keola Hankins will restart 19th. And TJ Campbell will round out the top 20.
Someone needs to tell Andy that he needs to get Trading Paints Pro, because his car is looking real scuffed right now.
Chris Lilly, who started this race in 8th, he will restart in the 27th position.
Oh, that's not pretty.
I think he's gonna lay back. He's gonna lay back and let the calamity come to him.
I mean, he kind of has to, doesn't he? I mean, he can't really.
Yeah.
He's making a big risk by choosing to, try to push back up to the front for sure.
Yeah, it's like that super speedway strategy where it's like you're either gonna compete up front or you're gonna go into the back. And like you mentioned, with the turn like turn 1, everyone's gonna dive bomb. It's probably best if you're like in that hornet's nest just to sit back.
Well, we're going to go ahead and re-rack it and try it again. Can we make it through turn 1 this time? Pace car on the pit road. This will be a long wait before we reach the restart zone. As I say that, AJ Hyder jumped big time, and we're back underway.
Yeah, I'm about to say, Hyder, he got a bump from Trafari as well. The whole field looks like they got cut off guard.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to help. I think that was on purpose.
Just got into the wall.
I mean, that was on purpose.
Got into the wall as well. Yeah, something had to have happened because the whole field got caught off guard. I've never seen it spread out like that before, but that benefited Trafari, who was up to second.
Caden Reif through the grass. Hold on to it, buddy. Hold on to it. He's going to save it. He's got to make a safe rejoin here. Whoa! Back in front of Ethan Moses.
Ooh, what a restart just from everyone on all sides of the racetrack. In the front, in the back, in the middle.
Yeah, but back to that restart. I mean, look at the damage. Massive rear end damage there for AJ Hyder with that contact from Connor Trafari. And I'm wondering if he got, I mean, he must have not gotten a penalty from that I assumed based on the start of the race that the restart zone was way far forward, but no. The moment that he passed the entrance to pit road, he jumped it after the push from Trafari. I wonder if that would... I'm very confused about that.
Gavin, it's like as soon as the pace car came off the pit road, he just gunned for it. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but again, it's like something had to have happened. This had to have been planned because Trafari did the exact same thing. And I'm not sure they just had like some communication or like that's what they planned on doing, but no one else in the field was doing that. Everyone just stayed put waiting for the restart zone. It was only the 24 and the 9 that you saw that just gunned for it.
Yeah, I mean, they are both part of Uprise. They're both in the same call. I imagine that was planned to an extent. I would not be shocked if there was some planning going on. And I do want to mention Dimitri Mundros, who has fallen off a cliff since that restart. He was inside the top 10. He has fallen all the way back to 13th. He's going off the track, and he's now under pressure from Ronan Suarez for 13th position.
Yeah, right now, a lot of guys are single file right now. You got the 22 just kind of peeling off for a bit. That's Mundros again. He's got a problem. He is slow on the track. Something's wrong with that 22.
Oh, be careful, everyone. Whoa. Yeah, there's something wrong with that 22
that is
car.
I don't know what went wrong. You see the damage on the rear end of that 22 machine on that right rear quarter panel. There was I mean, the damage didn't even look that bad, all things considered, and he's finally picking up the pace, but I don't know what happened. Like, maybe his controller... Whoa, hold on. We're 3 wide. The 33, Chabinski, wisely backs off as Mundros finally picks up speed, but did he DC or something, like his controller or his wheel or something disconnected? Because he was slow.
Yeah, something is wrong with Dimitri Mundros. I'm unsure what that could be. And for the time being, he has fallen way outside the top 20 now. No longer within contention right now. Hyder leads over Trafari, and then Aiden Walker, who got past, was shocked by that restart between the two Uprise Chevrolets, now trying to recover and chase down Trafari for second.
Yeah, he's starting to close in a little bit on that 9 car. I'd love to hear, once we get into the post-race show, what exactly went on in that restart, because like you mentioned, I'm surprised he didn't get a penalty because the restart zone was much farther away, unless we're for some reason doing like strictly stock or ARCA rules where you kind of just go green as soon as the pace car comes off pit road. But right now, I mean for iRacing, by the way. But yeah, I mean, we're about to come off here, so you see Hyder around here where he just passed. That's when he got going. He's about to enter the restart zone just then and there. Like, he just passed it. So a big distance. I'm not sure exactly what went on there.
Yeah, me neither. That was certainly weird. And I saw right there, Aiden Robertson went off the road a little bit, was able to save the race car. He was trying to go after Connor Ballheis for 6th place, but he's overdoing it right now. And again, big shout here to both Duncan Fall and Ethan Moses. Duncan Fall has been making passes left and right since the start of the race. He is now up to 8th place. I forget about Ethan Moses. We have a spin in the back. Ronan Suarez going around in turn 1.
I was just
more
about
crashing.
To say
39 around. That's Brandon Sampson. I want to see what happened here.
He gets it back.
And into turn 1, Ronan Suarez just wheel hops on entry into the wall right in front of everybody. Everybody having to take evasive action. There goes Aiden Smith. Diego Roldan gets a piece as well. Here comes Brandon Sampson. He's going to get a clip here from Clinton McDonald as he tries to avoid Ronan Suarez.
Gavin, the back of the field is so tight right now.
Yeah, I'm watching. Oh my God!
Right there, like just a few hundredths. Like, not even, just like everyone is bumper to bumper right now. It looks like a minecart. Like just a bunch of minecarts just pieced together.
Loving it. Welcome to ASCA, everybody.
I want to take a look at Chris Lilly here, right along with him real quick. He's actually moved up all the way to 19th, so he's made up 7 spots since the restart. And he's got his eye cell, looks like that's the 75 machine. Or is that a 29? So, white. Hold on, give me 1 second. I forgot what number white is. I can't see. I need glasses, apparently. That is the 26, so he's about to make a move on the 26, so white. He's got a lot of damage on the rear end of that race car.
Gotta
Right now,
love ASCA.
Calamity. Yeah, I love ASCA too. Love ASCA's life. Yeah, Chris Lilly so far, I mean, he got taken out during that first initial caution, and so far, he's made up spots nicely. Now made it all the way up to 18th, up 9 spots, and it looks like he's going to gain another one working on white right now.
Duncan Fall has now passed Aiden Robertson, continuing to make moves up through the field. He is now up to 7th place, but that might not be enough there for Aiden Robertson, because now he's got pressure here from Marshall and Jeremy Lewis.
Lilly lost a little bit of time to the 26 there. Actually, the 26 is going to make a move here on this one car. He is sideways. It looks like it's actually going to be White looking to make a move here. That is Garrett White on Enriquez, the 56 machine, and Lilly looking to follow suit.
Yeah, he's just giving it up. He's not racing nobody right now. Here comes Jeremiah Brooks next.
A lot of action in this middle pack right now. Everyone just kind of taking their time, slowly working their way through the rest of the pack. And you're really seeing just the road course, you know, the people who excel at road courses compared to the guys who are just kind of learning it. Again, that disparity in qualifying where guys are separated by seconds, you're seeing that right here with some guys like Lilly making their way up through the field. Guys like Hyder continuing to dominating. But then other guys just kind of struggling.
Yeah, Enriquez has been falling off a cliff right now. He's been passed by 3 guys. Now it's about to be a 4th here with Clinton McDonald. He's clearly not racing them that hard, but still, he is struggling right now behind the wheel of that 56.
Absolutely. Another one is Ethan Moses, currently in the 14th spot. He just lost a position to Caden Rife in that 97 car. Now he's under pressure from Hankins. Hankins and Enriquez.
Enriquez just fell out of the track right there onto the grass and loses another spot there, this time to Clinton McDonald.
Want to look at Ethan Moses right here. That last lap was a 120.206. And look at the 26. He really backs off the entry to turn number 1 and then just accelerates coming out of turn number 2. But that actually nearly cost him because right behind him, that is Chris Lilly, nearly got into the back bumper of him. So that could have been near catastrophic for that 26, but so far it's paying off as he's pouncing on that 08.
Yeah, now Chris will be able to use this 08 as a pick. Ethan Moses in the way of Garrett A. White. Chris Lilly has an opportunity to make a pass. He had an opportunity right there. He chose against it. Actually slid the tires right there under braking. Affected his overall entry. Now he's got to pick it up here down the back straightaway to try to make a move going into these final corners.
Yeah, right now, right now it looks like that what's happening is White is using a very early entry. Like he's braking really early on corner entry and he's trying to accelerate, mash the gas on corner exit. But Lilly, who's kind of having a more deep corner entry, if you will, you know, waiting later to hit onto the brakes, that's going to be dangerous here. Let's take a look here at the 26 and the 53 going into turn number 1. I want to see how these two go because the last time they almost got together.
So far, so good. No trouble at all. And it looks like they'll get there through pretty clean. Ethan Moses doing a good job holding off Garrett A. White. And while that's going on, the battle for 4th is getting pretty hot. Connor Ballheis in the 15, putting pressure on the 09 of Aiden Arevalo. They got pretty close down the front straightaway. But Connor is playing with his food a little bit, teasing him down to some of these corners, waiting for his opportunity to pounce.
I also want to say, Gavin, going back to the lead here, we actually got a lot of cars that are pretty close to each other. Hyder and Trafari are only separated by about half a car length. And that 93 for Aiden Walker, who's got, I think, the least amount of damage out of the podium contenders.
All right, man.
Caution.
Is out.
Caution.
Caution is out.
Trying to find out where the yellow is coming from. 35 is in the grass. I don't know whether he had nothing to do with it. Trying to figure out where the yellow came from. It's possible we didn't see it based on where it was on the track. Oh, we got it. And it's Diego Roldan, Clinton McDonald. Unfortunately, we didn't see the full effect of it. But let's see if we can see the start of it. So, Diego Roldan's in the grass. Unfortunately, we don't get a good look on what happened that caused it. We had a crash over here down to turn 1 while all this was happening. Trying to figure out whether we can get a good look at this. Unfortunately, having a full field means sometimes iRacing's rendering doesn't like to work with us from time to time. We're
Yeah,
watching
that's
Diego
never
rolled
ideal.
on. There was a crash down in turn 1. That had nothing to do with anything.
He went to the grass. Yeah, he was turned around, but he was off the racing surface. So
Yeah, and then he rejoined back onto it.
yeah, and he went to the grass a little bit.
Clint McDonald was involved as well. He started doing burnouts, and then...
That sounds about right.
Let's see. What does he do? Or is that it? Yeah,
I don't know.
I guess there was a... Yeah, I mean, there was a multi-car accident down into turn 5, and I guess... yeah, they called it from there. So... Yeah, second cautions for Diego Roldan, doing burnouts down in turn number... I believe that might be 6. I don't really know.
Hey, that's real. So, I am hoping and I'm praying that we don't waste laps like we did in the last caution.
Yeah, I mean, there was no reason to have that long of a caution period. So I'm hoping these guys figure it out. But we are under caution here for the second time today. And I want to ask you,
Ask me.
is the strategy coming down pit road here? And do you think anyone might stay out to gain some track position?
Well, they got 4 sets of tires. We're on lap 14, so we're going to go back green, I imagine, with around 37, 38 laps to go. I feel like at around this time, you would want to change your tires because we did have a decently long green flag run that time. That lasted about maybe 9 to 10 laps, and given the pressure that Trafari and the 93 car, they were putting on Hyder, on top of the damage, that might be the one thing that I'm looking at is, are they going to try to fix their damage given that the 93 is pretty much scot-free, and are they going to waste that time on pit road, or are they just going to say, screw it, our cars handle good enough? But I do think right now, Gavin, that yes, a lot of these guys are going to come onto pit road, but remember what I said before. I think you're going to have some guys anticipate a late race restart, and they want a fresh set of tires for that restart. So I do think you will see some guys stay out.
I hope so, because that'll make things very interesting, seeing these fast guys jostle through the field. Here comes Hyder, bringing everybody onto pit road. Here we go.
Looks like everyone's
Everybody.
coming in.
Yeah, I think it's literally just going to be
takers.
everybody. Everybody's coming in.
Interesting. I thought you might have had one guy. Maybe it's too early in the race, so maybe later on, like we get another caution or
Where's
two
George
after a long run.
Where is he?
Where's George?
Where's
George, we need you.
George is in the race.
George! George, why are you on pit road? The one time we need you!
Dude, George, we did not need you on pit road.
Now you want to be a good boy.
Now you want to be smart. Okay.
Now you want to be a good boy.
And
Talked
Hyder
about
will
it,
be the
Gavin.
first off pit road, followed by Trafari, then Walker, then Warren. Warren makes some positions on track. And then it's going to be Aiden Arevalo and Connor Ballheist. Biggest mover over there was Landon Warren, back up to 4th place.
Gavin,
What's up?
look at the damage on the 9 and the 24. It's still there. I talked
They
about
did not.
it.
Yeah,
where
well, yeah, they did not fix the damage. They don't think
they
it's.
did not fix.
They don't think it's affecting enough, so they're going to keep it out there.
Exactly.
And I'm hoping that we just go green this time by. But again, Dunn's choosing not to. And we do have one driver that stayed out. That's a 61, but he's that's Dylan Fox. He's a lap down, so he's just gonna go around and get his lap back. And we will go ahead and do an extra lap before we head back green here. So we'll be coming back here on lap 17. We saw Trafari's aggression on the last restart, shoving Hyder so hard they both gave themselves damage. What do you think you're going to be expecting here from the two Uprise drivers on this restart?
Well, they're going to be side by side, so I don't think you're going to see any shenanigans, restart shenanigans between the two of them. So I do wonder if Dylan Fox staying out.
Dylan Fox is a lap car. He's going to go around and get his lap back here. So.
Okay. So I think this will be more of a normal traditional restart compared to the last one. Now, my question is, with the 93 and the 23, they're probably remembering what happened the last time they went back green. Are they going to try to anticipate a kind of restart that happened the last time? Or are they just going to stay normal and just hope that everything checks out?
Well, what I'm beginning to realize is that the restart zone is practically, it seems like the restart zone can be pretty much any time after the pace car comes in. So AJ has a lot of control and power over how this restart unfolds. I think that if you're Hyder and Trafari, you have to go the moment that the pace car comes in, because you do not want an entire pack collected together charging at you into turn one. No matter if the second row predicts that and jumps at the same time as you do, I'd rather have maybe 3-4 cars behind you than a couple dozen. We saw on that first start that Owen Chabinski ran through a few rows of cars. That went up all the way. That wreck that started like for 20th ricocheted all the way up to 8th place and clicked at Chris Lilly. That's the type of stuff that should be worrying these leaders coming to these restarts.
Well, and again, also another thing is the damage. I mean, they don't think the damage has really been hurting them too much, but, I mean, you saw that at the end of it, you know, Trafari was putting pressure on Hyder. Even the 93 was putting pressure on Hyder as well. And I don't know if you're noticing this, Gavin, as well, but the track has started to be covered more and more by clouds, and track temperature actually went down considerably. It was 98 degrees coming to the green flag. Now it's 85. So a 13-degree track difference. There's going to be a lot more grip. You might think that a lot of these guys, not only is that going to make it for a better restart, but a lot of the guys in the back are probably going to get more desperate as well, because this is their best chance with the track conditions.
Oh yeah, now they can expect what Hyder and Trafari did last time that caught everybody off guard. We're going to be coming back green here on lap 17 out of 50. Everyone's come in for a fresh set of Goodyear tires. So there's going to be a lot of grip and a lot of hope going down into turn one as drivers try to advance their track position. But the Uprise duo at the front, that being AJ Hyder and Connor Trafari, followed by Aiden Walker, the rookie, and Landon Warren in the second row. Things are going to get red hot here from Portland, Oregon. Now, we just have to wait just a few more moments before that pace car brings it down pit road, and we're going to see what kind of strategy the Uprise guys at the front have unfolding. Wait for it. Wait for it. They're holding them, and they're jumping. Green flag back in the air.
A lot cleaner restart this time around. I think I heard some car actually hit the back bumper of another one. I'm not sure if that was the 93. No, it looks fine for now. Everyone pretty good so far. Ooh, Trafari almost got to the back bumper of his teammate.
Yeah, Trafari really overdrove the corner. Jeremiah Brooks going around, coming out of turn two. That's going to be Robert Eckleberry and Daniel Bodden getting a piece as well. But so far, we keep it green.
Almost doors to 44. That is TJ Campbell. Everyone's saying good for now. Right behind that, right in front of them is George Tolsma.
Right now, Aiden Walker trying to put pressure to the inside with a dive bomb into the corner, overdrive in the corner, into Connor Trafari, and into the grass goes Connor Trafari and Aiden Walker.
Day goes from bad to worse for the night for Connor Trafari. Not a circumstance at all what he wanted to see right there.
That was
not
just
happy.
Shifted down and the back end stuck out, and just a big mistake there from Aiden Walker. Not impressed right there. I imagine Connor Trafari's very upset.
Well, I mean, he's also a rookie, so those are those rookie things that we talk about. You know, how are they going to react? How are they going to play this race out? And I imagine that Walker, he just wanted to get those spots because he really wanted to challenge for that lead, but too much from Walker, and that cost him.
I have a little bit of a smile on my face right now because this is familiar to me. AJ Hyder, Landon Warren, top two at a road course. Oh, that brings back some memories of other leagues, of ASCA. These two were the OGs back in the day. And seeing them top two once again is good to see. But Connor Ballheis is putting a lot of pressure on Landon Warren right now, trying to make a statement in that beautiful, beautiful number 15.
So now I wonder, now that the 23, he's up front of Landon Warren, what is he going to do? And you got the 15 behind them as well. These are guys who are not typically in this position. I mean, Warren has. He's had speed at a lot of times last year. Probably should have won a few races, but as I'm saying, that Hyder is just pulled away in that corner. And again, with that damage in the rear, I don't think it's really affecting him too much at all.
Yeah, Landon Warren isn't as great on iRace as he was before. And we're now watching, sorry, I don't want to overspeak myself here, but Aiden Walker is so aggressive trying to recover from his accident. He is hauling all over the back of Aiden Arevalo through that second half of the lap. He's making peaks. He's going to make another peak to the inside, going down into turn 1.
This is for the battle for the 4th spot. He's going to go for it, dive it off into turn number 1, side by side. Nearly clips the rear quarter panel of that 09, but goes for the crossover. Stays behind for now as Aiden Arevalo holds him up. But for how much longer? Going into the corners, the 93.
Oh, overdriving goes Arevalo off the track. He's going to lose a spot to Marshall. Here comes Connor Trafari as well. Connor Trafari trying to chase down the 93 of Aiden Walker.
Right now, Trafari's next challenger is Jason M. Marshall in that number 3 car. Well, you got to imagine Trafari, he is praying, get me back to the back bumper of that 93. Not sure exactly what he's thinking after losing that second spot in that incident, but it's still pretty early on in this race, Gavin. We're not even halfway done.
Yeah, look at the aggression by Connor Trafari, shoving the nose, coming out of that right-hander down the back straightaway to force us up past Jason Marshall. Now he comes back up into the top 5, side by side, Aiden Arevalo, Jason Marshall, door to door, Arevalo shoving Marshall off the road, going into the final corner.
Aiden Walker, like you mentioned, into the top 5, and as for the top 5, pretty spread out, all things considered. The top 3 are separated by just a couple tenths. Actually, I think it's a lot closer. I'm going to go back to Hyder really quick, but Warren, I think, is picking up the pace a little bit against that 24. Right now, Hyder's last lap is a 116.5. We go to the 23, a 116.3, so gaining a couple tenths that lap. I got to imagine, is Hyder saving his tires or is Warren pushing it?
I'm really hoping that it's the latter, because I want to see, I'm a Landon Warren enjoyer, I'm a Landon Warren fan. I need him to win a race. I need him to win a race on iRacing. I need him to break that winless streak, and he is hauling all over the back of AJ Hyder. The chances of a Landon Warren win are very much alive here tonight, as he's all over the back of him, coming down the back straightaway.
Now here's my question. We saw this in the last run before the caution where drivers were putting pressure on that 24. I want to see when he backs down here. I definitely do think it is Hyder backing it off just a little bit in these corners because Warren is making up so much time on corner entry on these just heavy braking zones. But on corner exit, Hyder actually gains a little bit of time back. Let's see what it looks like this time. This is going to be a 116.388 for AJ Hyder, so picks up by about a tenth and a half. Warren with the 116.498, so actually loses a little bit of ground, but the spoiler could be this 15 car of Connor Ballas, a 116.5, right up there with the top 2.
And just for the people asking in chat, that is addicted to speed in the 23 car. Landon Warren trying to get his first win since Season 6. It's been a while there for Landon, trying to come back to ASCA victory lane. AJ Hyder trying to deny him, and so is Connor Balheis, who continues to hound the top 2. But also, look who's arriving on the scene. Aiden Walker in the 93 is back up to the top 3 after a couple of laps.
Now here's my question. What are Walker's tires looking like? Right now his lap times have been around the same with the leaders. So you got to imagine that the tire wear might be a little bit of the same, but keep in mind, he had to make up more spots compared to these 3 who have just been kind of stagnant so far. Walker's had a lot of ground to work on, so I got to wonder, what is that tire wear looking like for the 93?
I can't imagine that it's great right now, especially after the contact that he had with Connor Trafari sliding through that right-hander into the grass. I imagine that they're not pretty at the moment, but that doesn't seem to be stopping him one bit. He has a load of pace that he wants to show off to this top 3.
I think Hyder, he's starting to pick up the pace a little bit with that extra little bit of rubber he's been saving. These last 2 laps, he's been about a tenth and a half faster than Landon Warren. Now Warren, he's kind of kept the gap around the same, around 2 to 3 car lengths between himself and the 24. But he's unable to make up the time like he did last time. So if you're Warren, I mean, you might just have to use a little bit more than what you got to even give yourself a chance against the 24, because the last thing you need to do is allow him to pull away.
Yeah, and this is the original AJ Hyder move, just taunting your opponent, allowing them to get close enough to think that they have a chance. While you're sitting there saving your tire, saving your car, and getting ready to pull away when the time arises. He's pretty much playing with his food right now, that being Landon Warren and Connor Ballheis.
Warren again with the corner entry. Actually does a little bit better that time, but Hyder again pulls away on corner exit, makes up all that time back, and leaves Warren in the dust on that corner exit. Negates any advantage that the 23 makes.
And while that was going on, Ballheis made a mistake going down into the final corner, and that allows Aiden Walker to get even closer to AJ Hyder. He's up the third, now hounding down Landon Warren for second.
And that last lap, Walker was a 10th faster than the 23, 116.5. Compare that to Hyder, he's almost at a 116.7. And look at this, Gavin. The track is starting to see some sunlight, so the grip is about to go away for a lot of these drivers. And I think that's going to be to the disadvantage of the 93. Again, he had to make up so much time. And right now, if I'm the 93, I'm praying for some cloud cover.
Probably a caution, too, would be real nice right about now for the 93, so you can come in and repair that car a little bit. And unfortunately for Trifari, he has not had the same success since the contact. He has been stagnant in 5th place, about 4.5 seconds back from race leader AJ Hyder. The damage is clearly becoming too much there for the 9 to handle.
I mean, you just see the top 4 right now, Gavin, as they're coming up on a lap car, actually. Look at the entry for Warren as well. He is trying to extract as much speed as possible. Look how wide he was coming off of the final corner. And the other 3 in the top 4 were so smooth, so consistent. I really think he's pushing. He's trying to find something.
Whoa, lock up!
A little bit.
Lock up by AJ Hyder. Landon Warren's on it, but so is Aiden Walker. Everyone hounding the mistake made by the leader.
I think that kind of caught everyone off guard a little bit because you can see, look at Warren. Makes a mistake himself.
Warren almost spun himself. Warren almost spun himself going down into turn 4, and that opened the door for Aiden Walker. Now he's up to second place trying to chase down the leader. If Hyder was making mistakes before, now he's going to be making a ton with the pressure the 93 is going to put on him.
And here comes a lap car right in front of the 24. How is this going to look?
That is Ronan Suarez in the 75. Gotta get out of the way here, buddy.
Well, Walker's probably thinking to himself, thank you so much. Get me back to where I belong in this second spot. Give me a chance for the lead. And you got to imagine, what is Suarez going to do? Suarez is sideways in that lap car. Is that going to impede the leaders?
Oh, man, that car is out of control. We'll see if he gets out of the way for these guys. They're coming up to him very quickly. He's going to stay to the right. Going to force Hyder to run a little bit of a tighter entry here down into turn 1. He's fighting the 24. He's going to spin out. Whoa, hold on, Suarez. Come on. Yeah, Suarez, don't know what he was trying to accomplish by doing that as he continues to impede the leader's way. Now the top 4 have gotten through, and Connor Trifari, I said a lap ago that his car had went away. Clearly something has changed in that time. He has halved his gap to the leader. He's now only within 3 seconds of the leader now.
Well, you got to imagine, maybe Trifari, obviously the checkup by Hyder helps, but maybe Trifari was saving some of his tires too, and now he's really starting to push it. Look at Suarez sideways off the corners.
Yeah, he is clearly out of control in that 75, practically drifting it around the track. Doesn't have the car control that our leaders have. Fortunately, nobody gets wrecked by his driving, so to speak. But now the top 5 are getting even closer together, now within about 3 seconds of one another.
This is the closest Walker has been all day long to the back bumper of that 24. Let's see what they do here. Hyder has excelled at corner exit, but it looks like that 93 is matching his skill set. What's going to happen here going into turn number 1? Separated by just a few cars. The 75, he turns! The background head on into the wall. No caution yet. We stay green. But we talked about it. That 75 was so out of control, and he finally just gave up. Couldn't control it.
Ronan, I love you, brother. Get it off the track. Get it
And
off the track, bro. Come on.
Thank you, Dunn, for not throwing out the caution.
Yeah, one car accident. We're going to be keeping it green for that one. Back to the battle for the lead. Aiden Walker continuing to hound the 24 of AJ Hyder. How do you think AJ Hyder is feeling right now? Because this is the first time all day that he's had real pressure from another driver for the race lead.
Well, Hyder typically doesn't get... He's really cool under pressure. He typically forces the other driver to get under pressure. Like, I think AJ knows that catching him and passing him are two completely different things, and very rarely are you able to pass that 24. So I think the pressure is more on the 93 of Walker. Can he make the move on Hyder? Because Hyder, he's content where he's at right now. He's like, as long as I'm in first, I can control this race. So until Walker makes a move and catches AJ off guard, I think the 24 is fine. I don't think he's really worrying too much.
And how do you think Walker's going to approach this battle, considering what happened with Connor Trafari earlier? As I say that, Trafari with the dive bomb for fourth place on Connor Ballheis. He's going to make that move nice and easy. Up to fourth place goes Connor. Next up is Landon Warren for third.
Tell you what, though, I've actually been fairly surprised that Walker has been as calm as he has. With how aggressive he's been since the restart, I thought that he would really push that 24 to the limits, but he's actually been fairly calm, all things considered. Not really making any moves, not any peaks, not any dive bombs. He's kind of just biding his time, and oh, you see a little bit of a slide there from the 93. You got to wonder what that tire situation is looking like, but I do think he is faster than AJ. He's just trying to find the right spot to make the move, but I mean, it could also be that he just doesn't have the tires to do it. We talked about it where trying to make up all those spots using a lot of tire wear.
Connor Trafari is charging through the field. He is hounding the back of that 23, and Landon Warren's making a lot of mistakes like that right there. Landon Warren off the track, and Connor Trafari is going to move up to third. He's going to race with Connor Ballheis for fourth now. As they come out of the final corner, Landon Warren holds on the fourth, but at the last of Connor Trafari getting up to third, and now look who's up next. The man who wrecked him on the restart, Aiden Walker.
It's like I'm looking at the 93. It's like he wants to get into the back bumper of Hyder, but he's just stopping himself from doing that. Maybe it's because we're on lap 28. We still got about 22 laps to go, and he just thinks it's too early to make a move. But I think he could get by the 24. He's probably going to use him up a little bit, but honestly, I don't think he wants to.
I imagine, yeah, no, after that, I can't imagine he felt good about what happened with Connor Trafari. That was clearly a mistake on the part of Aiden Walker, so I'm sure he's trying to be very careful about this move against AJ Hyder, somebody that I know he respects very well as a racer. So we'll see how he approaches this, because he clearly has the speed to keep up with him, at the very least. Whether that's something that can keep going long-term, we'll have to wait and see. But also, now that Connor Trafari has been let loose, how does that change things for Walker's perspective? Because if Trafari gets back up there, I imagine that he's going to show his displeasure, as there was almost contact there between the top two for the lead.
Yeah, I think it's just going to come down to how mad is Trafari at Walker. Like, did they kind of hash it out? Or like, you know, is Walker kind of, or does Trafari understand maybe it was an accident? So I think that's really what's going to come down to. But if you're Walker, I mean, I don't know if you take that chance. I think if you're Walker, you just say, I need this lead. In case Trafari is that pissed off, I need to take this lead and I need to run.
Because it isn't just this league where, you know, the reputation of Connor Trafari exists. He is known in many leagues as a troublemaker, as a terrorist, if you will. Somebody that will cause an accident if it feels like that he'll advantage himself in the race. We saw his first win last season come at Las Vegas when he took out the entire field on a restart just so he can have the lead. They know his reputation here, and I'm sure Aiden Walker's thinking about that, especially if Connor Trafari continues to make progress up through the field.
Well, this might be Walker's best chance right here with a lapped car coming up. That is Mitchell. So can he use this lap car as a pick to get by Hyder? Look at how he just enters the corner right on the back bumper of that 24. I think Walker understands he needs to get by him and by him now.
Yeah, I think Jacob Mitchell's going to be a lot kinder than Rowan Suarez was. Yeah, he's just going to move out of the way. Good stuff there by Jacob. He's going to let the leaders race it out. And I'll tell you, that 93 is putting pressure on the 24 for the lead.
He made a peak for going into turn number one. Nothing there, but let's see what he does here. I'm telling you, He wants to get into the back bumper of that 24. I think he's faster, but like you mentioned, that respect that he has for AJ Hyder, I think that's what's holding him back right now. I'm not saying that's a bad thing by any means, but I think if the 93 wanted to get by him right now and use it, we got a car in the grass.
Yeah, I'm watching the 38. And we have
that's
another one. That's
38.
Owen
That is
Chabinski right
Okay,
there.
OJ, what are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, Owen Chabinski doing what he does best and just, I don't even know what the hell he's doing, but Owen Chabinski going one lap down as the leaders continue to fight it out here for the lead, and this will be more obstacles here for Connor Trafari. Jacob Mitchell getting out of the way for Trafari. We'll see if Chabinski plays nice with Trafari too.
I'll tell you one thing, kind of going through that carousels where Hyder made up a lot of time, Walker stayed pretty consistent with him there. So that actually might be to the benefit of the 93. Again, I really think it's going to come down to these lapped cars or whenever these guys maybe try to make a pit stop. I mean, if I'm Walker and I'm not going to use the bumper to get by him, at that point, just try to undercut him.
Someone made a good point in the chat. You could just dump AJ. You probably wouldn't get in trouble too.
Yeah. That's definitely true.
Yeah, right now we're kind of just waiting on the time to come here for Walker to strike. I don't want to miss the action. We'll keep the cameras on this. Right now, Walker hounding the back of that 24 throughout the first half of this lap. This is where that mistake came last time from the 9. Look at that dive down into that corner. Right-hander coming up. Wasn't able to gain anything, though, but look at that exit he was able to pull by backing up the corner a little bit. We'll see what he can carry here down the back straightaway, coming towards the final corner.
Picking up a little bit of dirt going through the S's right there, and you see Walker's actually going a little bit wider. I do think that he's picking up the gas a little quicker than AJ. Let's see here in these final sets of corners.
Yeah, and one thing I'm noticing with Walker in those final two corners before that final corner is that he is really using those curbs a lot more, and Hyder's going a little bit wider off that exit compared to Walker, and that's why you're seeing him getting so close. I feel like that if there is going to be a corner where Walker can make that move for the lead, it's going to be that final corner.
Ooh, Walker got a little squirrely going that corner, but he actually gained a lot of time, but look how much he bounces off of the curves. Hyder so smooth and consistent. Walker's pushing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're both pushing at this point. I don't think Hyder is backing up anymore. I think he understands that Aiden Walker is a formidable foe, and he doesn't want to give him any opportunity to charge. Like that one right there, where he's all over the back of him, trying to shove his nose in there. Here we go, coming up towards the right-hander. Walker is losing the back end, though. He isn't able to put up a fight going down into the right-hander. He's going to have to set some up here for the final corner.
But he had something on that corner exit. Hyder did not get a good exit off that corner. Walker did. He was right on the back bumper.
Yeah, but again, he loses a lot of time down this back straightaway. Those rear tires are screaming for grip. But look at him down the inside almost. Oh. Heading down into the corner. Big dive there from Aiden Walker.
Right on the back bumper. I think this is the best shot the 93 has. He's got to take it.
Yeah, really good corner right there. Connor Trafari is losing the back end of that 9. He will no longer be in contention. Walker has nothing to worry about here. If I'm Walker, you got to go for it soon, man. You got pit stops coming up here soon.
Boy, Walker, he is just massive props to Walker. He's doing everything in his power to keep this as clean as possible. Backing off. Both of them driving really hard but really respectful. I will say this is a phenomenal battle.
Yeah, right now, I mean, AJ is just doing such a perfect job defending this lead, covering off every single opportunity. I saw him going down into those final few corners, checking up hard, forcing Walker to run an unusual, uncomfortable line compared to what he's used to avoid running into him. That's the type of moves that Hyder can make as a leader to defend it. And Walker's got to adapt. He's got to find that opportunity. If he is going to race clean, which at this point you might want to consider giving him a tap out of the way, since you are clearly quicker. But I mean, like, look at this. Look at the amount of curb that he uses here compared to Hyder. Look how close he gets to him coming down into this final corner. That's how much quicker he is. Hyder's just so much better at running this line. As we have a car spun over here on the front straightaway. That is the 55. He'll get out of the way of the leaders as the battle continues.
He's got a blown motor. I don't think he's going to get clear. I think he's just going to stay there and just DC at this point. But what I don't like about what Walker's doing is he's using so much tires, so much car, just getting close to Hyder. And then it's like, okay, now I want to be clean. Now I want... It's like, I feel like you got to commit.
Look at that slide. Look at that slide down into turn 3.
Especially because if you're Walker, you're using all of your equipment just trying to get to Hyder, so you're not going to have the equipment to get by Hyder. That's what I'm saying. You got to commit.
Yeah, we'll see what he... Again, I feel like at some point you just got to pull the dive. I see Eichelberry spinning out in the background. That he has not been a great race there for Robert Eichelberry as he continues to struggle. But again, Walker, I mean, he just doesn't have the grip coming onto the back straightaway. As he goes over those curbs, the back end is stepping out. He can't go full throttle compared to AJ Hyder. And that's what's leading to these big moments. Look at Walker sending these corners as hard as he is. He's all over the back of him, coming towards the final corner.
I mean, if I'm Walker at this point, try to undercut. You got to go for the undercut. Because you're coming up on what? We're about to have like we're about to enter lap 17, 18 of this green flag run. We're going to have about 15 laps to go in this race. So everyone's still got a good set of tires.
Oh, mistake from Hyder! Hyder overdrives! Hyder is off the road. He cuts the track, and he's got to do a stop and go. He's got a time penalty that he's got to respect. And the mistake from AJ Hyder, a rare mistake you never see from the defending champion, has brought Aiden Walker into the lead.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
We're going to take another look at that here. Down into the corner. It doesn't even look like that he's locking up. It's just... I mean, he's turning the car, and I mean, he realizes he's not going to make the corner, and he abandons ship and goes off the road and gives the lead up.
Let me look at this one more time, because it didn't look like much.
It really didn't.
Like, you see Walker just go down, and I don't know. I thought Hyder could have made the corner still, but I think he was worried more about making contact with that 93, given how respectful he's been during that whole run, not putting the pressure. So, because go back here and look at the corner entry. He was set up to make the corner. Now, albeit it wouldn't have been the best corner in the world, but he would have made it. But I think if he committed, he was going to make contact with that 93, and then who knows what would have happened. So I think that was more of a decision to avoid hitting the 93 rather than I can't make the corner.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, I can't imagine that that was a choice that he made, you know, based on him not being able to make the corner. I mean, I thought he was going to make the corner pretty easily, but all things considered, AJ Hyder with a rare mistake costing him the lead, maybe the win, as we're coming up to 15 laps to go. And right now, Aiden Walker, the rookie, after making contact with Trafari, after fighting a good fight with AJ Hyder, forcing the defending champion into a mistake, is in a position to get his first career ASCA Cup Series win. And he just has to make it 15 more laps.
And speaking of Trafari, he is catching up to AJ Hyder. The two of them are only separated by about 1.6 seconds. So Trafari, he's kind of fallen off a little bit compared to the top two, but now this is his chance for a second place spot.
I'm going to look through the rest of the top 10. We've talked about the top 5 pretty much since the drop of the green flag after that restart. Jeremy Lewis doing a great job in 6th place. He's an incredible road racer. Not shocked to see him inside the top 6. Aina Revel has fallen back to 7th. And a big shout out to Chris Lilly. Remember, he got wrecked first lap all the way down to 27th. Since that restart, he has charged all the way back up to 8th, and he's not done. He is catching the back of Aiden Arevalo for 7th place.
Yeah, and the rest of the field, I mean, Dimitri Mundros right now in the 13th spot. Aiden Robertson started 7th, down in 17th. Got a decent amount of cars a lap down. Right now, the first car 1 lap down would be Robert Eichelberry in that 2 machine. And Landon Warren, he's coming to the back bumper of Trafari.
Yeah, clearly
Did Walker
Trafari.
pit?
Yeah, Trafari's car is falling off or something. I mean, he has a lot of damage. I was shocked to see the charge that he made. Possibly the tires are giving up there on the 9, and Landon Warren's looking to pounce. Landon Warren wants the best finish he's gotten since last season, or not last season, but season 6. It's been a while since he's been this far up the road here in the field, and he's looking to put on a good show for the fans.
I'm sorry, Gavin. I don't know if you mentioned or not, but Aiden Walker did come on the pit road and get a fresh set of rubber. So Aiden Walker playing this race to perfection, avoiding any potential undercuts from the rest of the field. So Aiden Walker, he is now down in 5th, but he's already made his pit stop.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't even realize that. And here comes Landon Warren. Dive bomb into turn 1. He's coming in hot. Coming in hot goes Landon Warren. Lock up through the corner. He's going to have to cut it. He'll have to serve a time penalty and over-aggression there from Warren. But he's going to continue to fight here for second contact between Connor Trafari and Landon Warren. An overtake attempt gone wrong, but fortunately, it could have been a lot worse there for Warren. He is still over the back of the 9.
So let me look at these lap times. Hyder was running a 118.771. Compare that to Aiden Walker, as he's loading up, a 130. Well, kind of hard to compare that time considering that Walker just came off of pit road, but Walker's running a 136 point. Did he lose spots? Last time it said he was in the 5th position. What went wrong here with Walker?
Yeah, I just found him. I'll see whether I can find out what happened. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have him loaded in for the majority of it, but yeah, no, from what I saw, he's right now behind the 54 of Cazzola.
Yeah, look at his lap times, and I guess iRacing just not going to load it up for me, but he ran a 131.725. I think that's just the pit stop and the pit times, because probably just some guys got by him, on the cycle. But I was going to say, like, did something happen with Walker? Because I couldn't really see. iRacing wasn't loading it up for me.
Yeah, something happened to Landon Warren. He got loose coming through the S's, overdrove the left-hander, and that has finally allowed Connor Bollas, after being stuck behind the 23 all race long, to move up into 4th place.
Interesting. No one yet has come onto pit road. I think everyone is really stretching it.
Bollas has. Bollas is on pit road.
So when are we going to see guys like Hyder and Trafari coming on the pit road, or even like Landon Warren? Because right now, you got to imagine that, here we go, Aiden Walker, 1:15.4, 3 seconds faster than the leader. So you got to imagine that they're seeing that, and they're going to come on the pit road soon. You have to imagine.
Well, I think what AJ Hyder is banking on at the moment is hoping that Aiden Walker gets stuck behind slower traffic, which he is right now. He's racing against Cazzola. Cazzola actually gives it up to him right there, so good sportsmanship there from the 54. We'll see if Lily's the same way. But I think what they're really banking on is hoping that when they come in and make their pit stop, that he's been held up so much that it won't matter. Landon Warren making the right-hand turn onto pit road from 3rd place.
So right now the separation between Walker and Hyder is about 23 seconds. So Walker's making up about 3 seconds a lap. You gotta wonder, Gavin, is that enough? Well, I imagine that's enough for him to take the lead, but he's gonna have about, let's say, 3, 4, possibly even 5 lap older tires than Hyder once they come onto pit road. Is that enough time for Hyder to potentially make a comeback?
Well, I think that the longer you stay out, the less laps you're going to have, right? So I feel like that at this point, if you're AJ Hyder, you have to pit as soon as you're able, which should be now, because Cazzola is not being held up by these guys. I mean, he is chopping through these guys like nothing. He's going to the inside there, or at least was trying to go to the inside there on Jeremy Lewis. Jeremy Lewis will not be an easy pass. He is not known for passes like that. And you're seeing right now, the 93 is getting held up pretty good right now by Jeremy Lewis. Lewis is going to continue to fight him here, going down into the right-hander before the back straight. He'll finally get by Lewis, but that was a good chunk of time he lost right there because he put up a fight. He's got to come in now if he really wants to win this race. And he's choosing not to. He's staying out. So either he's choosing to really, if he feels like he has the confidence with the fresher tires to chase down Aiden Walker at the end with about, 8 laps to go, or he's planning on going to the end on fuel, which I don't know if that's possible. We'll have to wait and see. But there has to be a reason why Hyder and why Connor Trafari haven't pit yet.
I don't think it's a fuel thing, because why would everyone else start coming onto pit road? But then again, it's only been about 3 or 4 guys, so should we maybe be asking the question of if they can make it on fuel? It might have to change, so can Walker get to Hyder in time?
Yeah, but we'll see here. I mean, right now, 15 seconds between Aiden Walker and AJ Hyder. Obviously, that gap is going down. For him to catch him at this rate, he would have to go at least about 1.5 to 2 seconds per lap to catch him, which I think that he has been throughout these last couple laps, so that shouldn't be a problem. But I'm really interested to see whether Hyder's really focusing on fuel consumption or whether he's planning on figuring out when the best lap to pit is so he has a chance to chase him down on fresh tires.
I think I remember him doing something like this at Watkins Glen last year where he's...
Oh, Hyder sideways in the final corner. Big mistake there from Hyder. If he was trying to gain time on Walker, that's not how you do it. And now Trafari is back on him. We have a race for the lead on our hands.
Yeah, that is not good for AJ Hyder at all. He lost a lot of time there, like you mentioned. And that is just playing into the hands of Walker. You mentioned he's going to have to make up about 1.5 to 2 seconds a lap. Well, Walker, he's been adding on to that 3 to 3.5 seconds. He has been faster per lap compared to AJ Hyder. And mistakes like that, Gavin, that is not going to help the 24 at all.
And I'm wondering what Trafari does in this situation. Look how close Trafari's getting to the back of AJ Hyder here for the lead of the race. Is he going to put up a fight? We're going to wait and see. Coming down into the right-hander.
Here comes the right-hander, Trafari all over the back bumper, but he stays clean for now. Cloud cover all over that section of the racetrack. Trafari peeking in, Hyder blocks, Trafari goes wide, almost into the wall, right on the back bumper of the 24.
These are teammates going at it for the lead, possibly for the win. Can Trafari somehow steal this thing? After a long, grueling race with contact from Aiden Walker, coming into the final corner, we know Trafari isn't the patient type. He'll shove the nose to the inside. Coming out of the corner, look at that back end swing on the exit of the final corner.
I think right now Walker's going to be within 10 seconds. They got about 8 to 7 laps to go. Here it comes going to turn number 1. What's Trafari going to do? Does he have enough distance to make a dive bomb? No, he doesn't.
He is all over the back of Hyder. Hyder has been under so much pressure today. First from Walker, now from Trafari. And Trafari is not an easy threat. Remember at Phoenix last season, Hyder thought that he had the race won before Trafari charged late and overtook him to take the race victory. Look at him to the inside.
To the inside.
Going into the left-hander.
Trafari trying to do it cleanly.
And he's going to give it up. Hyder gives it up. Trafari takes the lead with under 8 laps to go. Trafari trying to get his first win of the season in a remarkable fashion.
Now, 10.8 seconds is the distance between Trafari and Walker. We're going to see how much time Walker makes up here, but it's been around 3 seconds a lap. As more laps go onto Walker's tires, you got to imagine that that deficit is going to shrink just a little bit, but for how much longer? Gavin, I think you're right. I think they can make it off fuel. They're just stretching the tires at this point.
Yeah, there is no reason why the top two would stay out like this unless they thought they could make it to the end. And as you said previously, this is how AJ Hyder won Watkins Glen last season. He saved tires on that second run. While everybody else pit, he stayed out the full distance on that second run to win the race. Aiden Walker right now under 8 seconds of a gap between Trafari and Hyder. As you said before, it's one thing to catch him, it's another thing to pass him, and you got to imagine if Trafari's in the lead right now, the last thing he's going to let Walker do is pass him without a fight.
2 seconds, that was the gap that Walker made up between himself and the leaders. Does he have enough time? We're coming up on 6 laps to go. I mean, at this rate, he's going to get there with about 2 laps to go, and then it's really game on.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's got to pass Hyder first. He's got to pass Hyder, and then he's got to pass Trafari. Hyder might not put up too much of a fight, but remember, that is an uprise car that is right now in second and first. I can't imagine Hyder will make it an easy pass for Aiden Walker, but we'll have to wait and see here, because again, now he's under 7 seconds now. He is approaching at a remarkable pace.
I don't know if you just saw Trafari, but he cut the corner a little bit, went into the grass, and actually had a little bit of a lockup. I saw some smoke coming off of those tires as Hyder's actually starting to put some pressure on that number 9 car.
Yeah, well, the mistakes, I'm not shocked. These are old tires, damaged race cars that are trying to go up against a car with a fresh set of paint, fresh tires to boot. That's a beautiful car right there in the 93 with no damage on it besides from the contact with car Trafari earlier. He has the best car right now on the racetrack, and these guys are just holding on.
2 seconds, another 2 seconds.
Trafari's off the road there.
Going on with Trafari.
Yeah, Trafari's losing grip on that 9 car off the road. Now that has put Hyder back in position for the win to the inside on Connor Trafari.
Trafari's not going to give this up easily. Look how he pitches the 24. Holds the lead for now. And let me tell you something, Gavin. I think this is going to help Walker as these two fight it out hard. I think he's going to make up a couple more tenths after this battle.
Look at Hyder around the outside.
Trafari just gives it up. Something is wrong with that 9 car. Is he out of gas?
I wonder what's going on there with the 9. He might be. Again, these guys are under deep fuel conservation. He might have just felt like giving it up. Not worth racing. Not worth using the fuel. He might be in an uncomfortable position. And AJ Hyder is back to the race lead with 5 laps to go this time by.
He just gave it up. I mean, yeah, either it's fuel conservation or something, but I mean, he just lost pace. He just lost speed.
I wonder how Trafari is going to treat this now, because Aiden Walker is going to be there within the next 2 laps. He is under 3 seconds now between AJ Hyder and Connor Trafari. We're going to see how Trafari chooses to treat this battle. He has not forgotten what happened earlier at the restart of this race.
Oh, this is going to be nerve-wracking. I mean, if it was Hyder in second, I think Trafari would have been pretty good. I mean, right now, I think Hyder's going to be pretty good, but my question is, again, just if Trafari's on fuel conservation, then wouldn't you still want to go for the lead? Because Walker's still going to be by you, and I mean, yeah, I get it, then you want to let Hyder just burn his fuel, but with the pace Walker has, he's going to pass him. Yeah. I think Trafari just gave up the win.
I mean, he definitely did. I think that he is in a worse fuel position than AJ Hyder. AJ Hyder, by giving Trafari the lead, was allowed to save a little bit more fuel while Trafari pushed. So I'm not shocked if Trafari's in a position where he has to save. But now we're going to see whether Aiden Walker is going to win this race or not. It's going to be all based on how hard Trafari chooses to fight here for second. Going down into turn 1, side by side. Walker giving a bump to Trafari in the center of turn 1.
Walker has to be smart. I know he's faster than the 9, but he's really got to be patient here. He cannot just overdrive this corner and not get this.
Oh, he's all over the back of him again.
Contact.
Uh-oh. I don't think it's going to end well. You don't mess with that 9 car. You don't. He's a rookie. He doesn't understand. Trafari is going to give him the bump. More contact.
Just bumps him out the way.
Uh-oh. Into the corner. Trafari overdrives the corner. Same fashion. Walker gets held up by the 9.
Walker.
Man, that is not how Walker needed to happen right there. Walker needed to get past him cleanly. It did not work out in that way. Got held up there. Lost 2 seconds on AJ Hyder.
Yeah, that was not good at all, but all things considered, that might have been best case scenario. Just go for the cross. I don't think he was anticipating, I don't think he wanted to just lock up in that corner, but all things considered, you got by Trafari. Now you got to set your sights on the 24.
I just
put that behind you.
I don't understand why he's racing Trafari like that. I mean, he almost got his race ruined because he couldn't be a little patient. I guess I know you're under pressure and all that fun stuff, and I get that, but he's running through the back of him. He's dooring him. He's overdriving the corner. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, and that might be the difference whether he wins the race or not. But we are now within 3 laps to go of this race. Now it's going to be all about whether Hyder can hold off Aiden Walker in the same fashion that he did at the Clash a few weeks ago. Remember, at the Clash at Phoenix, late race restart, the 93 started in the back with fresh tires, AJ Hyder at the front with old tires, and he was 1 corner away. Walker was 1 corner away from winning the Clash in his first attempt. This is shades of what happened a few weeks ago all over again.
3 laps, 3 seconds. He's got to make up about a second and a lap, and there's a lap car between him and Hyder. The 56 is going to get by without issue. I just don't know if he has enough time.
I mean, that might have been what cost him here. Now, I think that he will get to him by the checkered flag for sure. It's now under 2 seconds here between AJ Hyder and it's going to be Aiden Walker coming to 2 laps to go this time by. Does Aiden Walker have the tools to go for this win, his first career ASCA Cup Series win, or will the defending champion make a statement? Here we go.
Gavin, it's 1.9 seconds is the gap. I think what's going to happen is he's going to get to the back bumper of Hyder, but we've seen how aggressive he's been. Nearly gets taken out by a spinning Tolsma. I don't know if that's going to cost any time lost, but there's so much lap traffic between himself and Hyder.
Yeah, including
it's going to
Ronan
be a matter of how he
Suarez.
gets through lap traffic.
Ronan Suarez gets out of the way, but that costs Walker to run a little wide there. Going through that right-hander through the S's now. 2 laps to go, still staying within 1.5 seconds. Aiden Walker has got to put down his fastest lap now if he wants any chance of catching Hyder.
I mean, right now they're both in the same frame on the chopper view, so that is a good sign if you are a 93 fan right now. Oh, this is going to be such an intense last few laps, or final lap.
AJ Hyder has won the road course race at Watkins Glen. He knows how to get it done. Aiden Walker is unproven. He is still a rookie trying to make his name here in the Alliance Stock Car Association. Beating the defending champion in his own playground would be one way to do it. It is 1 second or so between the leader and the second, coming to the white flag here in the Daytona Sheriff's Office 95.
7/10, that's not enough time that Walker needed to make up. I think the lap traffic hurt him. This is his last opportunity. If you have a move, you need to take it. There is no more chance.
Aiden Walker's been very aggressive, as we saw with his race against Trafari. He is not against moving beyond the way. Oh, Hyder with a mistake! Hyder locks up into turn 4 and gives the lead to Aiden Walker. Another mistake on the white flag for the defending champion.
Hyder trying to make it back up. Look how aggressive he goes into the corners, but I think the tires are used up on that 24. And Aiden Walker looking for a debut victory in ASCA.
I cannot believe that Hyder made a second mistake. That is so uncharacteristic of the defending champion. I think it comes to show the pressure and the speed behind the wheel of that 93 as he comes through the final few corners. As he approaches the final right-hander, he has had so much to fight for. Has had multiple collisions, multiple battles, and it's all going to come to this. The rookie, Aiden Walker, first career ASCA Cup Series victory comes at Portland International Raceway and the Daytona Beach Sheriff's Office 95.
Woo, what a race. I can't believe we saw Hyder make another mistake.
Connor Trafari will have to settle for a third place finish, and I want you to look at the fourth place. That is Dimitri Mundros. How in the hell did Dimitri, remember, Armani, at the start of the race, he had a broken car. He was limping in the top 30. And he has stayed out, I assume he stayed out, and brought home a fourth place finish. That's an incredible drive there from Dimitri Mundros.
What a race. This was incredible. I want to go and look at this mistake from Hyder, though.
Me too. Yeah, I cannot believe that happened. I mean, that was, wow.
So I think it starts here in the corner entry. Doesn't get the apex that he's looking for, and he actually locks up, it looks like. Yeah, it all starts here. Take a look here at the corner entry. He doesn't get the apex he's looking for, and he just goes straight. The car doesn't turn.
Yeah, I mean that is how many laps? Like 30, 35 laps on those tires here at Portland. We were talking about the tire wear at the top of the show and how it would affect, especially during a long run like this. I'm not shocked that happened. That was the second time that he had done that on that set of tires, because he did that in the first turn, which gave Walker the lead initially.
I think Hyder was just being aggressive with tires that were incapable of doing what he wanted it.
Well,
that's an aggressive.
I mean, that's incredible. A great win there for Aiden Walker. He joins a list of rookies with a first win here of the season. First rookie to win this season, I believe. Yeah. Great job there. No, Visconti. I think Visconti does count as a rookie, but he did start last season. This is Walker's first try at it. And with that, let's take a look here at the finishing results. After an incredible 50 laps of action here at Portland International Raceway for the Daytona Beach Sheriff's Office 95, it's going to be Aiden Walker with his first career ASCA Cup Series victory, fighting off AJ Hyder all day long. He'll have to sell for second. Connor Trafari in third. Chris Lilly. So our leaderboard was incorrect, which I'm not shocked by. But Chris Lilly brings home a 4th place finish. Let me make sure that's right. Yeah, that's correct. That is Chris Lilly going from outside, nearly outside the top 30. Moving all the way up the 4th, an incredible drive once again from Chris Lilly. Gabe Kazola brings it home for a 5th place finish. Connor Ballheis in 6th. Landon Warren in 7th. Dimitri Mundro, still an impressive run, nonetheless in 8th. Caden Reif in 9th. And Miles Davis with his first top 10 this season, rounding out the top 10. Going through the rest of the order, we got Kayla Hankins, Jason N. Marshall, Garrett White, Jeremiah Brooks, Jeremy Lewis, Aiden Arevalo, Brandon Sampson, Aiden Robertson, Ethan Moses, and Clinton McDonald. Outside the top 20 now, we got Justin Rott, Oscar Renquez, then we got Robert Eichelberry, Daniel Botting, Owen Chabinsky, Dylan Fox, Duncan Fall, George Tolsma, Jacob Mitchell, and Jason Samito. And rounding out the field, we got Angel Joven. Oh, God, that one I'm not even going to try. Wayne A. Kennedy, Diego Roldan, Ronan Suarez, TJ Campbell, Ryan Bogey, Connor Dory, Andy Andrews, Aiden Smith, and Chris Bowes rounds out the top 40. And with that, we got ourselves a winner to talk to because, oh boy, what a great showing. Let's see if he's in here already. Let's take a peek. Is he in here? Indeed he is. Aiden Walker. First career ASCA Cup Series victory coming at Portland, and it was not easy. Tell me what it was like racing against AJ Hyder all race long.
Yeah, it was pretty fun with AJ. I mean, I apologize to Connor about the entire thing that happened back over in, I forgot what corner it is, but the hairpin over there. That was pretty bad by me, but besides that, pretty much, I knew I wasn't going to make it on fuel anyway, so I had to pit no matter what. So that was kind of just what I was planning on doing because I know the tire difference is a big amount. And then once AJ made that mistake heading into turn 1 and really lost a bunch of time, I was like, this is my perfect time to pit here, make a bunch of ground off him, and ultimately again caught up to him heading to the white, and then he made a mistake heading into turn 4, which kind of just pretty much gave me it, and he was also kind of running out of fuel, getting ready, and well, I think around the final corners, so probably would have been close anyways if that didn't happen, but overall, really good race.
And I do want to go into a little bit more detail about the contact with Connor Trafari, because there wasn't just one hit, there was 2. What was going on between you and Connor during the race?
Yeah, the first time, I will admit, was completely my fault. I think it's pretty obvious. I tried pulling a big dive bomb into the hairpin and just locked the rears up and started wheel hopping and couldn't really do anything. Then coming to, I think it was like 4 or 3 to go, that was like, I pretty much just had to rush it through. I mean, I know he was going to hold me up. It's fair that he held me up and things. So I think overall, I know it's probably going to happen next week too, but I think that's pretty much completely fine with me because I know that I really messed up when I messed up in that hairpin there. So, but yeah, I was pretty much in a major rush because I know if I was gaining about like 1 to 2 seconds a lap, but at the end of that run, I was gaining only like about 1 second a lap. So I was like, I have to get by him now, or else I'm not going to catch up to AJ in time and probably lose the race. So, yeah. It was pretty much the same situation as Phoenix.
Yeah, but hey, at this point, you got the other hand of the coin on that one. Finally getting your first ASCA Cup Series victory. Hard fought race. Rookie to get it done. Congratulations on the win there, Aiden.
Thank you.
And let's talk to the second place finisher, AJ Hyder. AJ, first thing I want to ask you is the pit strategy. You chose to stay out when Walker pit. What was the thought process behind it, and did you think it was going to work?
Yeah, I really didn't think it was going to work. I was trying to do the math in my head, but from what I had at the time, I thought it was good enough. I thought I'd be like good for a while, but like as the run continued, I realized it was going to be super tight, and the longer that run went on, the longer I was trying to save. I don't know if you were looking at the onboards or anything, but I was coasting like pretty much half the lap from, I want to say, like lap 30 to the end of the race, and it wouldn't have mattered anyways because I was gonna run out on the front stretch. So like even with the mistake in turn 3, I think turn 2 or turn 3, yeah, even with the mistake there, I would have ran out and he would have passed me. So it was basically a lose-lose situation. But not, I mean, you don't want to choke it like that, but it's not too bad because you still got second. But it's gonna be on to Iowa and try to rebound from there, I guess.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about the mistakes. There were 2 big mistakes you made today. The lockup down to turn 1, which gave Walker the lead of the race, and the mistake on the last lap. What kind of was Walker putting you under any kind of pressure? Was there another reason for those kind of mistakes? Because we don't see mistakes from you that often, especially at a road course.
No, not really. I mean, the only reason I was making those mistakes is because when you're clutching the car going into a braking zone, it's a lot more difficult to get the car stopped. And that was basically what was going on the entire time. I wasn't using my normal braking zones. I had to use the fuel-saving braking zones, which are a lot earlier, and it's a lot more prone to mistakes, and that's basically what was happening the entire time.
And AJ, I want to ask you one final thing. When it comes to Walker, this is the second time you guys have raced for a win together. How are you looking forward to racing him in the future throughout the season?
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. I've raced him I think I've told you before, I've raced him in another league before. It's been super clean, super respectful. I'm just saying, though, if you can get me, Thurston, Walker, and I think one more guy that I'll tease, if we can get them all into one race, I think we're going to have a hell of a title fight. But, yeah, again, we're going to be going on to Iowa and see if we try to win there.
All right, AJ Hyder, not a second win of the season, but a second-place finish. No matter what way you slice it, it's still a good day. Congratulations on the second place, Hyder, and we'll see you at Iowa.
Thank you, guys.
And finally, let's talk to Connor. Third place, Connor. Let's cut to the chase here. What's your thought process behind the contact between you and Aiden Walker
You
today?
failed me. You failed me.
Well, I had a really good race going. I qualified, what was it, 4th, I think? Yeah. I got third off the start, and then we had that caution, and then the second run I was able to get by Aiden Walker. And I was actually really keeping pace with AJ there for a while. I was actually kind of surprised. Usually I don't do that type of thing. Then that caution came out, a little bit questionable. I wasn't able to see it, but I don't like cautions.
It was Diego fucking around in turn 6.
Of course.
Yeah, it was Diego, right?
Fucking ruining that. Okay. Then what happened? We had another restart. AJ fucking torched us on the start. And then, I'm thinking going to the hairpin, hey, he's not going to send it up like an absolute imbecile. Oh, no, he did. Ran me off the road. I fell down to 9th, so that was fun. Had to work my way back up through. And that kind of took off any strategy I had. At that point, I was just kind of set on trying to make it to the end. Fun fact, I was actually, I think, 4 laps short with 15 to go, and I managed to make it, I think, 0.6 at the line left. So
Nice.
that was pretty cool. And I also forgot to mention, he also ran me off the road almost another time as well. So
Yeah, and then you tried getting him back.
yeah, he knows my number. He knows my number. He'll see me a few times, but yeah, it was a good day, good points day. I needed that for sure.
And the next thing I want to ask you finally is, when it comes to that pit strategy, was it just because of the contact with Walker, or was that something you were thinking about beforehand?
Coming down the pit road, I was like, oh, maybe it'd be close. And then just pacing around, it was like 5 laps. And I'm like, I didn't really think it'd be possible. Then when AJ and Chris is kind of slow, so he was doing it naturally. But
Well, I don't know what the hell
AJ
you're
said
talking
he
about.
was-
Guy went from 27th to 4th in one run.
Fuel strategy. Yeah, but whenever AJ says like a lap close, I had to try it. So.
Well, Connor, even if there was some controversy involved, and even if there were some tempers, still brought home another good finish, 3rd place. I believe that, I don't know if we have the points set up yet.
I think I'm like 28th or so. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? You're right, because you fucking crashed and you didn't qualify.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so you have a little bit to go.
I think no. I just wasn't home for Vegas.
Wow.
That's why.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
Wow, you're telling me that you don't live like
Yeah.
ASCA. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I know.
Anyway, Connor, it's 3rd place finish for you. Congratulations on the good run.
Yeah, thank you. So I just want to give a shout to Lamb Warren.
Oh fuck
That
yeah.
guy drove a hell of a race.
Love that guy.
He was actually like fucking fast in like 2nd place, and then he like died, I think. But shout out to Lamb Ward.
Yeah, good shit. Love Landon Warren. And with that, that's going to round up the Daytona Beach Sheriff's Office 95. Armani, do you want to round us off for today?
I just want to say thank you from everybody at the Daytona Beach Sheriff's Office for your support. Hopefully by next year we will be up to 2 pennies that we get. Hope the national debt will probably triple by then. Ultron will probably kill our internet again, although we just didn't pay our internet bill. Ultron's just a myth. And yeah, Connor, you disappointed me. You are now a galactic level threat, just so I have a reason to arrest you. And yeah.
And with that, that's going to round it up for tonight's broadcast. Thank you all for joining, and we'll